Ladies and gentlemen, this is an article from the Washington Examiner. Video shows Trump boarding jet with boxes days after being told of missing documents. Report. And the article goes on to talk about newly resurfaced video from May 2021 shows former President Donald Trump loading a private jet with several boxes, just days before he was reportedly first told about the missing documents. The video from May 8, 2021 shows the former president boarding a plane from Florida to his resort in Bedminster, New Jersey. In the 2-minute clip, Trump is seen climbing aboard before a series of helpers carry 4 boxes from multiple SUVs and load them onto the jet. So here's I'll give you an interesting analysis really quickly. Did Trump transfer documents to Bedminster? Ex-FBI official who was fired from the Bureau floats theory. So you have to understand something. They're just going to go ahead and try to create. So Washington Post, FBI agent Peter Strzok fired over anti-Trump texts. Here you have an official, former FBI official, who stated, "We'll stop Trump." The Hill, agent in text, "We'll stop Trump from becoming president." It's right there, okay? You can't get more concise and clear and direct and straightforward than "we will stop this man." Okay? Then the rebuttal was, Trump was crude, and he said something he shouldn't have said, and he was mean, so I was late at night, and I said what does it matter? You were investigating Trump. You were this man was kicked off of even the Mueller probe. Only full of people with animus and contempt and disdain for Trump, and he was even too biased for the Mueller probe. So Federal Bureau of Investigation agents text disclosed by Justice Watchdog, "We'll stop Trump from becoming president," CNBC. So this man, Strzok, has a theory. And the theory is, by the way, he's transferring classified data. He was transferring classified data to Bedminster, which by the way, could be correct. So I went through all of that. Strzok could be correct about that, but the implication is that he's committing a crime, okay? Almost certainly Strzok, McCabe, Comey, and I wrote about this in the Federalist pertaining to Comey and McCabe. 18 U.S. Code 371, they conspire to defraud the United States and the people of the United States of America by fabricating a myth called Trump colluded with the Kremlin to buy Facebook ads, or because he was compromised in some manner. There wasn't a shred of evidence. You could accuse anyone of that. You could say that this incoming president has a different foreign policy than his predecessor. Therefore, the foreign policy that's less belligerent or hawkish towards a certain country, well, that country has the goods on this incoming president, so we have to investigate him because, you know what? Foreign intelligence agencies in a dossier that his direct political rivals purchased, that's the basis for our investigation, okay? You could do that. What they did to Trump, you could do to anybody. Bush's administration could have investigated President Obama for wanting a Russian reset. It's just basic logic. It's not national security. It is not a national security dilemma to have a different foreign policy. That is why you have different presidents. Okay? That's literally why you have different presidents. And you don't have the same president forever, in addition to the laws that we have. Because people want a different foreign policy, different economic policy. What they did is criminalize that. And they said, his policies towards this country and that country changed. Hit subscribe to this channel, by the way, right now. Hit subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel. If you want to give a super thanks, the super thanks button is below next to the like and the share buttons. And to my new Patreons, I cannot thank you enough. If you enjoy my work and you want to make sure that you're always going to watch The 3 channels, especially this one of almost 200, we're going to zoom past 200,000 subs soon. Your Patreon support is very important, and it's below in the pinned comment and description. Very likely he has Durham probe documents or documents on the investigation, which was a complete and utter hoax without a shred of evidence. Okay, it is not evidence to say that the intelligence community was suspicious. It is not evidence to say that the Senate Republican Committee, headed by Richard Burr, a never Republican, confirmed the intelligence community assessment. That is like saying H.A. Goodman believes Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. You might think it's LeBron James. You might think it's Bill Russell. You might think it's Wilt Chamberlain. You might think it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You might think it's another player. But I have stated that Michael Jordan is the greatest. You want to know who confirmed that? Well, we have Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley at TNT confirmed that H.A. Goodman stated is correct. What I stated is correct. Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. So my assessment, my opinion, my viewpoint, my hunch or my guess has been confirmed by others. That's what the Senate Intel Committee did with the with the intelligence community's DHS and ODNI report. The problem is that the people at the Washington Post, wonderful, esteemed journalists, never read the ODNI and DHS reports. The ODNI and DHS reports come with warranty disclaimers and a high to moderate confidence assessments. The DNC never even gave its servers to the Federal Bureau of Investigation of the United States government. They don't know what happened with those servers. Their best guess from the available evidence is that the Kremlin wanted to interfere because they were very afraid of Clinton and her classified data floating around for 4 years on servers outside of the United States government. Bill Clinton met with Vladimir at his home outside Moscow. Years back, when 20% of U.S. uranium capacity was not vetoed, the sale of was not vetoed by President Obama, according to Snopes. So, I'll say 2 things at once. Strzok might be correct in saying that he's transferring documents, but those documents could be incriminating to Peter Strzok or to Comey or to Clapper or Brennan or McCabe. McCabe gets money from Virginia Democrats. Comey doesn't even, he thinks the Steele dossier is credible. These people lie all the time, but they're very good company men, and they're very powerful, or they were very powerful at one point. And just like the official that John Durham put into prison, these people broke the law. Not to the extent of the official that was put into prison by John Durham, because that you're talking about some really heinous crimes and situations. But this is approaching that level because you have worked to deceive an entire country into thinking that Trump was installed by another hostile adversary, and they're working overtime now because the Mueller probe had a bunch of egg on its face. Nobody was indicted on conspiring or colluding with another country. The Mueller probe spent endless effort and time and resources into searching. It found nothing. Now, Trump could have documents on the Mueller probe, which now has morphed into the Durham probe special counsel, and we have an October trial, October 11th, for the Steele dossier subsource that lied to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Now, the next indictments have to be, the initial indictment was Kevin Kleinsmith, a Bureau official, for lying to a judge. But more indictments have to be government officials because these government officials set up and framed Trump. There was not a shred of evidence to investigate. You have tens of billions of dollars in the intelligence community that we spend as taxpayers. Okay, there would have easily been a money trail, emails, suspects. You would have known in 2 seconds. You would have known it. That's why when you look at Clinton's servers running classified data outside the U.S. government, almost certainly all those deleted emails, the National Security Agency has them. I wrote about that in The Hill in 2015. So there was probably a tacit approval given, even though it's a crime to do that. But that's the way Democrats roll. They know they're going to have the Washington Post and New York Times and all of these publications going to bat for them always 24/7, even Jimmy Kimmel. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. It's possible that Trump did transfer documents. It wouldn't have been a crime, though, because he was president. And the Presidential Records Act doesn't have an enforcement mechanism. So you can't say, he shouldn't have had those. He's a government employee. Yeah, but there is no precedent for a president being indicted for owning classified data that he either declassified or once owned while he was president in the Oval Office. There is no precedent like that. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Be here in a couple of hours.